Personal lives in this country. It's just sort of a thing that has unfolded over many decades. And yet here we are. What do you make of how this has unfolded today?
Well, I mean, David, it is probably the biggest Canadian news story of the year internationally. I couldn't believe the New York Times and Politico doing news alerts. It's on the front of the Daily Telegraph and the Daily Mail and the Guardian in the UK. It's a huge story in the non-English speaking world because Mr. Trudeau is a global celebrity. I mean, he's one of the best known world leaders. Now, here at home, he's just our prime minister, but abroad, he's sort of a, film star slash kind of, woke warrior type of guy who a lot of people point to as a role model. And I think that's the interesting thing for me just watching the coverage. Obviously, I feel for their kids, for Justin and Sophie's 3 children. It's the hardest thing for them to watch their parents split up. Mr. Trudeau himself wrote movingly in his book about watching his parents split up, and of course his father, Pierre Elliott Trudeau, is the only other prime minister to part ways with a spouse while in office. So I think that for Canadians, it's an interesting news event, but for a family, it's a personal and painful thing. So I think that's something. But I mean, I was just looking at our stats on this today, David. That 4 of the top 5 stories at Star.com are on this event, and I think it shows there's an insatiable interest in it.
Yeah, we're absolutely saying the same thing on cbcnews.ca. I mean, there is a personal component to this, but there absolutely is a political component. He is the prime minister, so anything that happens. And Jordan, when you look at Gregoire Trudeau having such a role politically, speaking at conventions, she has her own causes. What does this do in that political dynamic for the prime minister?
Sure, yeah, and I think you're right to point out that she's been a political figure in her own right, and certainly a presence at his side through all of those key moments in his career. I would say that my suspicion is that what this will do for the prime minister is actually humanize him. This is a pretty relatable thing to have happen. Marriages break down all the time, and